What's going on, Slot Car family? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. This is MP Slot Car. I'm Massimo, and in today's video we're going to continue from where we left off in the last one, where we were running the 124 scale cars and populating the leaderboard on this revised layout. Now, I did post a picture the other day on my socials on the 5 cars I chose to run in this session. I had to take one car out and I'm going to explain why in a second, so let's check out the revised starting lineup for this run. Now, originally we were going to rerun this Aston Martin today. If you remember in the last one, the tires were kind of wonky. They weren't the proper tires for the car, and I couldn't get it to run at its best. So I ordered some Paul gauge tires for a bunch of the cars that didn't have them, and the ones I got for this one, for whatever reason, still don't fit 100%. So as you see here, the tires are still a little, who wants to focus? There we go. Concave there in the back. They're kind of curving upwards in the middle. So I gotta try truing these a bit more. These are supposedly the proper tires for this car, so I'm gonna have to play with that a little bit, true them, because I ran it before starting this video and there's no change. It's not running to what this thing is capable of, what this beauty can actually do. So I want to give a representative lap time. I want to sort this out. Hopefully by the next video we'll be ready and we can actually run it, but for now I'm gonna sub it out for another car. And the car I chose is the Ferrari 599XX to run in this one. All these cars here have Paul gauge tires. They're all ready to go. We also are rerunning the Corvette because in the last one I had stock tires, so I want to give a representative lap time compared to the rest of the cars using Paul gauge. So we are going to run this one once again. And the current pace setter is this Ford GT40 with a time of 6.287. Can any of these cars displace it today? We're about to find out. Let's get to the first car, the Corvette. And here we go. This bright yellow Corvette's gonna take to the track. What can we accomplish with this car? What kind of an improvement can we get now that we have Paul gauge tires? The last time out we did a 7.231. Let's see what we can get here. We already beat it on the first lap, going around for lap 2. Another improvement in the 6.7s already. That's already close to half a second gain on just changing out the tires. No truing done, nothing else done to the car, just a quick tire swap from stock to Paul gauge. Car's running a lot better. The back end still steps up, but it's fully under control. Here we go again, around for our final lap to the line, and it's not an improvement, a 6.770. That's almost a half a second gain. We did a 7.2 last time. Great improvement with this car. Next up, we got the Porsche. We're getting right into it. No break in between. Let's see what this Porsche can do. This is only literally the second time of me running this car. I think you're gonna find me saying that a lot. A lot of these cars have just been shelf queens, barely driven, but this one's being driven right now, and I'm driving it as hard as I can. As I tag the wall there, you can see how hard I'm pushing, trying to get the best possible time. It's a 6.5, we improve again. It's purple in sector 1. How's sector 2 looking? It's purple again, coming around to the line, and we improve marginally to a 6.523. Final lap here. Can we improve one more time to the line? Nope, we don't. It's a 6.523. Decent lap time. Didn't displace the Ford GT40, but it's getting there. This car was rapid. Now this Ferrari 458, this green Ferrari, has by far the most running than any other car that I own. I've been running it like heck since I got it, and I expect it to be near the top of the leaderboard. Going around lap 1, still in third. Let's see what it can do here. Lap 2, moves up to second. Car is running very smooth, as you can see. Again, so much running done on this car. And we improved to first with a 6.407. Doesn't displace the Ford GT40, but it's getting close to the line. Not an improvement on that lap. Final lap here. How are the sector times looking? Purple sector 1, purple in sector 2. To the line, it's a 6.273. It displaces the Ford GT40 by a whisker. Not much in the end there between the Ford and the Ferrari. Still a lot of other runners to go though. P1 currently. We're now on to the DTM, this BTW Mercedes. Beautiful pink livery. Let's see how this DTM can get around the track. Coming around, the back end is very loose on this car. It's a longer car. I'm tagging the walls all over the place, but I have to say already, I'm having a lot of fun driving this car. Out of them all, this has been the most fun so far. The back end is very loose but controllable. coming around, and it actually displaces the Corvette there. I'm surprised about that. I thought this car would have been last, to be honest, like close but last. Surprisingly, it's a very similar time to the Corvette. I think there's more time in that Corvette, to be honest, so I got to give it another run, I think. And there we are. It's a 6.746. Decent time for the DTM. I don't have much luck with the DTMs, but I'm happy with that time. Now, this Ferrari 599XX was the biggest surprise for me. I've never actually pushed this car since owning it. It's a collector car, so I never really pushed it. As you can see here, I'm already on lap 7. The first 5 laps, I goofed, and I didn't put the timing. I didn't screen record the timing, so I want to run it again for another 5 laps just to show the pace of this car and not just say it set a lap time that maybe y'all wouldn't have believed me. So I just want to show you how quick this car is, and I'm very surprised. As you can see here, setting a fastest lap of a 6.190. This thing was rapid. I mean, the top 2 are very close here, and the Ford GT40 is right there in times as well. But very impressed with this car. Very little running on it, but it's rapid. Very impressed. Here's a final look at the times, and the Corvette did a 6.770. Again, more pace in this Corvette. I'm going to have to chew those tires and run it again. The Mercedes did a 6.746, very similar to the Corvette. The Porsche here did a 6.523. Great lap time. Again, one of the first times of me running this car. Very impressed with it. But again, all these cars, I feel like have more pace, except this car. This car is maxed out. It has the most running on it. And a 6.273. I expected a time around that. I thought it would have been the fastest today. So this next car was actually the biggest surprise for me. This Ferrari 599XX. Barely driven this car, and it was rapid. This car was very fast. I'm very impressed with it. A 6.190. That's just insane for me. So here's a look at the updated leaderboard, and it's a Ferrari 1.2, and I know a lot of you will be saying, it's fixed, but I swear I'm keeping it as fair as possible. So currently, it's a Ferrari 1.2, but a lot more fast runners to come. Next up, we have the Ford GT40 and the Ferrari 512S. We have a couple more GT40s to run, so I feel like that's not the end of seeing them at the top. Here's your 5th through 8th on the leaderboard currently, all very close in time. And wrapping up with the Lola and the Austin, but the Austin will run again. Wow, we have a new leader on the leaderboard, and it's the Ferrari 599XX, and I'm honestly surprised. I barely ran this car. This is the first time I actually pushed this car this hard. It's kind of just been a shelf queen. So I'm actually pretty impressed with the pace I got out of it. The Corvette did improve from the last video with the Paul gauge tires now, but not as much as I thought it would. So I feel like there's more pace in it. I'm going to run it a bit more. It doesn't have, a lot of these cars don't have a lot of track time. So they got to be fully broken in, a little bit more running. I feel like the Corvette can be up there with the Ferraris. I know it has the pace. Same with the Porsche. I know it could get a little bit closer. That car, it's maybe the 3rd time it's ever been run. So a lot of these cars I keep running, and there'll be more times set with these cars down the line. But this is, again, just to populate the leaderboard, get a general idea where all the cars place, and then we'll run them all again towards, at the end of the series, and I'll update you guys on where all the cars are. The Ford GT40 currently has been displaced, but again, more pace in it, it will get back up there, and we have a couple other GT40s to run, so I have a feeling we'll be seeing them near the top or at the top of the leaderboard again shortly. They're fast cars, a little bit more respect for them coming around the corner. They like to kick out a bit more, but there's just so much pace in them. So yeah, I'm actually excited to see at the end of all this which car will be top spot in the stock class and the stock plus class and so on and so forth. So that's gonna wrap up this video here, and I hope you all enjoyed it. If you have any ideas on what other classes I should run, maybe I should do a Ford versus Ferrari class, or like a vintage class with like the Lolas, the older Ferraris, and the Porsche 917Ks. Let me know what you think below, and I can maybe throw together a class for the next one and run that. But until then, this has been MP Slot Car. I'm Massimo. Keep your guide in the slot, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Take care. Ciao.